extreme customer focus. First of all, I would like to introduce to you the GPTC Cares Committee. I'd like to introduce Ms. Claudette Alexander Thompson, Ms. Mary Baxter, Dr. Jean Jones, Mr. Kevin Lane, Ms. Amanda Mulinex, and myself, Kelly Pollard, your host for today. Next slide, please. Now, I know many of you are asking the question, what is GPTC Cares? GPTC Cares is a simple community that cares for others. A community that focuses on communicating, acknowledging, responding, empowering, and serving our customers with the exceptional customer service. You see, each and every one of us serves customers, whether we realize it or not. Maybe you're on the front line of the college serving customers like our students or our internal customers and our stakeholders. Perhaps you're an accountant serving faculty and staff by producing their paychecks every month and keeping the college running financially. Or maybe you are an administrator in upper leadership, serving students, faculty, staff, and our stakeholders. This new college-wide initiative will look at all the types of customers and how we serve them better and improve ourselves in the process. Next slide, please. Now, let's take a moment and watch a short clip on why caring is so important.
In working with end users, customers, and technical support staff, the most common phrases I hear relate to how much a support person cares or doesn't care. The simple act of caring about your fellow human being is the starting point for providing great customer service. If you truly care about your fellow humans, the rest of the customer service skills just fall in place naturally. Perhaps you've heard of a study that 68% of customers are lost due to perceived indifference. In a busy IT department, we sometimes forget that providing excellent service involves more than just fixing the problem. Outstanding service includes making users and customers feel good about their interaction with us by quickly creating a human bond. So here are 8 ways to show you care. Number 1, be on time and be respectful of the end user's time by getting right to work on their issue. Number 2, be polite. Remember the manners your parents taught you when you were little. Say please and thank you. Say you're sorry when you make a mistake. Oh, and make it real, not just a half-hearted sorry about that. Dress professionally. Of course, different styles are appropriate for different environments. What is appropriate in a conservative law office would be inappropriate in a startup firm developing games and vice versa. Still, if you want people to respect you, dress like you deserve their respect and realize that that's a way of showing your respect for others. Next, carry yourself with confidence. Even if you don't feel confident, act confident. Look people in the eye and smile. Be a good listener. Remember, being a good listener means you listen more than you talk, and when you do talk, you ask questions. Next, follow through. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Clean up after yourself. If your work involves visiting customers or end users' offices or personal spaces, be sure to clean up after yourself. And finally, do good. Get involved in your community. Help other people. The act of helping others becomes a way of life, and it shows up in all of our interactions, whether at work or elsewhere. Plus, it gives you something to talk about.
You see, the primary mission of GPTC Cares is to generate an internal focus about how we serve one another and our collective communities abroad. You see, caring is very important. Caring means that you pay attention to the details. We care about what we do. And when we make an effort to do our very best, we care. When you care, you put the extra effort into any situation to make sure that something works for you or the other person you care about. Our GPTC Cares primary mission, again, is to generate that internal focus within the college on how we serve one another here at GPTC and throughout our community. Our goal is to ensure that we are providing our students, faculty, staff, administrators, external stakeholders with the best customer service experience that we possibly can. If we start from within, we can produce a ripple effect that shows throughout the college, that projects into our community, and even set the bar high for other colleges and universities, especially since we are the best, as Dr. Hostin so proudly states. Now, let's take a deeper dive into GPTC cares, communication, acknowledging, responding. Dr. Jones, lead us forward.
Thank you. Next slide, please. In order to generate the focus on serving each other, we need to understand that within any relationship, communication is the key. GPTC cares about communication with each other, with our students, stakeholders, and with outside partnerships, both professional and personal. We want our GPTC Cares initiative to include every aspect of positive and effective communication, from active listening to providing a positive response that creates that unforgettable learning experience. Anthony Robbins is an international motivational speaker and says, "To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world, and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others." With our GPTC Cares initiative, we want to make sure that each individual demonstrates active listening by engaging students, colleagues, all employees, and all customers in a positive and helpful experience. And we can do this by first understanding that communication involves 3 basic types of communication or behaviors. Number 1, verbal communication involves tone, volumes, and the words we use. Number 2, nonverbal communication includes our body language, facial expressions, gestures, and breathing sighs, those huffs and puffs. The third type of communication is written communication, such as emails, letters, and notes. Next, we need to self-reflect and make sure that we are being available to the customer. We are monitoring these first impressions, personalizing each interaction, relating to the customers, and finishing the experience in a helpful manner. As we engage in each experience, the way in which we greet each customer sets the stage for how we are perceived and how this experience will be remembered. So first, let's go to the next slide. As we engage in interaction, we need to acknowledge the customer. Let's look at the video.
How we're greeted as customers tells us a lot about the treatment we're about to receive. Whether it's placing a call to a company, checking into a hotel, walking into a retailer, visiting the doctor, that first moment of contact cements it. And as you're standing there or on the line waiting, or waiting for that tweet to come through, you get that little catch in your throat, waiting to be acknowledged. Beth, for example, feels fortunate because under her employer healthcare plan, she can go to an urgent care clinic in town along with her family members for no additional copay. As a teacher on limited income, this puts her mind at ease. But every time she checks in at the front desk, filling out forms is the front desk person's priority. When the employees at the front desk say hello, their heads are tilted toward that computer screen. What Beth really wants is what we all want, to be a priority. She wants those employees to acknowledge her with respect and ask her how she's doing and how they can help her. What we all yearn for is to be recognized and welcomed and to have our priorities understood and acted upon. How you answer the phone and greet customers gives them important clues about what the rest of their experience with you will be like. And it's all too easy to slip into an ultra-efficient routine that inadvertently focuses on internal processes rather than the human right in front of you or right over the line or the tweet or the chat box. Would you invite your mom to an event at your home, then give her a number and ask her to take a seat? Of course not. You'd welcome her in, ask her how she was doing, and make her comfortable. You'd make sure she knew you acknowledged her importance. So honor the human right in front of you. Make Mom Proud companies act on people's desires to be welcomed and acknowledged. Hyatt Hotels, who we mentioned earlier, focused their human-centered redesign on the moment of recognition we all yearn for in a hotel check-in experience. CEO Mark Hoplamazian, for example, said that this work began when he personally observed Hyatt's check-in experience from the perspective of a human customer rather than from the hotel chain's perspective. As a result, Hyatt spent 2 years developing a system that redirects the front desk clerk's initial focus with the customer from keying in the reservation to a greeting and a welcome. And this redesign has led to an increased focus on who they hire and how they engage people at that front counter. Now, empathy and human connection, rather than the sound of those clicking keys, are the focus, the goal, and the hallmarks of a Hyatt hotel welcome.
And here are some of the ways to acknowledge the customer. Can we go back to don't make the customer wait too long for your attention. 30 to 40 seconds of waiting is like 3 to 4 minutes to a customer. Make eye contact as soon as possible. Use thoughtful gestures to buy a few more minutes of a customer's patience. Never leave the customer unnoticed. Next slide, please. Think about your own experiences. The power of a smile can make a big difference about how you feel. Having a smile on your face makes you look more welcoming. It is something that cannot be overestimated as a customer service and retention tool. Being positive and friendly in our interactions with others plays a major role in ensuring that our customers walk away from the experience feeling and believing they are valued. A smile and friendly interaction can make a world of difference on how the customer felt about their experience and whether or not they will return. Even if you are not particularly feeling friendly that day, it has been argued by body language experts that the act of smiling releases endorphins, which make you feel happier. So it is worth making the effort to put a smile on your face, however you are feeling. Now let's take a moment and smile. Next slide, please. Please remember, a person's perception is his or her reality and what is remembered. GPTC cares about how we respond to one another. We want our students, our customers, to have a positive experience and feel valued. We want you to feel valued. So let's begin with a smile and respond appropriately with grace, gratitude, respect, acceptance and awareness, compassion, empathy, and excellence. Look at Superman on the right. He says, "What could possibly be faster than me?" So our customer service person answers, "Our customer service. We respond quickly with speed and urgency. Sometimes we give our customers what they want before they even know they want it." We should always want our students and partners to feel that their needs are important to us, and we want to make sure that we hear their needs and respond with grace, clarity, and empathy. Think about this. What would you do in a situation that you saw that people were not smiling and interacting in a friendly manner? Next slide, please. And Miss Claudette Thomason will introduce body language.
Thank you so much, Jean. I appreciate that. Body language. Oh, how can you use that to your advantage? Well, first of all, how you are postured, the way that you greet someone, the way that you look at them is very, very important. And so body language must be honest. If you're saying, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how can I help you? You may be saying it in a way that is inviting, but your body language looks like you're ready to leave and you want these people to go as well. And so it's very important that your body language matches the words that are coming out of your mouth. The next thing that's important is your eye contact. And I'm sure many of you have heard that the eyes are the window to your soul. And so what do people see when they look into your eyes? Do they see that you really are welcoming, or that maybe you're 1,000 miles away? It's very, very important how you greet someone in terms of your body and in terms of how you look at them. I talked about your posture being such that you want them to come and talk with you and you're ready to speak with them. And then your gestures, which are extremely important. All of that's important because you've probably heard it said before, at least it has been given to Ralph Waldo Emerson as the person who quoted it. But what you do speaks so loud that I cannot hear what you say. So make sure that's not what somebody is thinking of you. They want to feel welcome. They want to be welcome. One last quote that I'd like to share is the one that is said by the late sister, Dr. Maya Angelou, who said, people will forget what you said. They may even forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Make sure that whomever it is you are speaking to feels comfortable, feels welcome, and that you really want to help them. Next slide, please. You've got to empower your customer. You've got to make people feel like they're a big part of what's getting ready to happen in their lives. Can we get that first point, please? Here are ways to achieve customer and student empowerment. Focus on providing useful, unique information. If you can go back, or if you can remember the Superman slide and the customer service agent saying, look, we know what you need before you know. Okay. And so we're going to make sure that we provide what it is that you need so you can be successful. The next point, please. Deal in facts and not marketing speak. I'm going to say that again. Deal in facts and not marketing speak. Like, we're here to make you feel wonderful. No. Okay, just be truthful and tell people the truth. Give them the facts that they need, because those are the tools that they will need to be empowered. Remember, one human being to another. Next point, please. Help make the customer feel like an expert. I've already said that word. Empower them. Give them the tools to do what needs to be done. I think I have one more point here. Or it's, yes, stay receptive to the customer's desires. Make sure that you may have a spiel, you may know some things that people are going to ask you. We have those most asked questions and the answers that we want to give them, but you never know. There may be some things that you haven't quite gotten to, or maybe there's a question that you don't know. So that's very, very important that you understand that you need to listen to the person. You need to listen and give them the tools that they need to be empowered. What happens when students, when people own their own learning, they are empowered. Next slide, please. The last thing and most important thing, that is the S in our cares, serve. Service is great. You've got to be sincere and eager and reliable and value the person and be engaging with them. One of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite people: everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You do not have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verbs agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato or Aristotle or Socrates to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. And the only way that you can truly be graceful to other people is got to be moved and motivated by real love, one human being to another. Amanda?
Now, I'm very excited to show you all this next wonderful video. We are going to go ahead and get it started. Miss Mary, it looks like we are having a bit of technical difficulty. Thank you. Serve well, serve right, and thrive. Take just a moment, really let that video sink in, and think about how you're going to be for our wonderful college. Next slide, please. it's important that when you're thinking about customer focused and being a servant, that you think about how you would want someone to respond to you. And when you really think about that, you think about, I really would want someone to pay attention to me. And by paying attention, they would then listen to me. It wouldn't just be kind of sitting there and waiting on someone or something profound to be said. They would listen to everything that came out of my mouth, and then they would execute. So if I needed something, that they would help me. They would execute the next steps, and they would show me what else I can do to be successful. And then I would want them to ask me what my needs are. Ask me what what I would need to best be successful at the college. And then I would want someone to serve me and then exceed my expectations. So it's really cool when you think of all of that, you think of being pleased. And I'm a pleaser. I want to please people. And as a servant and as a customer focused committee and as a customer focused initiative, we want to obviously not just please them so that they will be appeased, but we want to please them so that they will continue to come back, regardless of what type of customer they are for us. We want them to want to come back. We want them to continue their education, continue their business with us, continue to partner with us as community partners, stakeholders, regardless of what role they play as a customer. We want them to come back. So you can just see that little sketch there, and just remember, some things customers care about won't change. They want to think about that experience. They want to think about what are they getting for their money. They want to think about the delivery of how they're receiving their services, whether it be the teaching in the classroom, the front desk staff, the person that they called that answered at the call center. Regardless of what your role is in this college, the customer wants to feel appreciated and wants to feel like they are wanted here. Next slide. So, we all just want our basic needs met. I mean, even as a toddler or as a child, we need our basic needs met. Well, as we grow older, we still need those same basic needs met for us. Some of those are friendliness, empathy, fairness, and information. In providing customer service, the priorities of our organization, our college, is to match the priorities of our customers. At the bare minimum, we should want to meet those basic needs. Friendliness is the most basic of all customer needs. Usually that it's associated with being greeted graciously and, taking it back to the slide earlier, with a smile. We all want to be acknowledged and welcomed by someone who is glad to see us. A customer should never feel that they're in any way an intrusion on your day. Customers need to feel that you understand and appreciate their circumstances without any criticism or judgment. We all need to feel as if we are being treated fairly. Customers may get annoyed and defensive when they feel that they are subject to unfair treatment. Our customers also need to be educated and informed about what services we actually do provide, what resources we can help them with, and that they don't want us leaving anything out. Every customer who steps through our door of our college or makes a phone call to our call center provides us with a chance to provide excellent customer service. Every customer will have certain needs that have to be met in order to feel that they can walk away from a transaction satisfied. This is something that we as a college should look to achieve at every opportunity. The customer's needs fall into two main categories: basic needs and specific needs. Whenever students come to the college, they may leave their basic need satisfied for the transaction not to be considered a failure. Basic needs are those needs which are absolutely essential to the transaction, the customer's reason for coming into the college into the first place. Their basic need may be something quite specific or something vague, which they need your help. A basic need might be something like, I really need advising. Can you help? Or it could be, I am having problems logging into Blackboard. What would you suggest? Meeting these needs is absolutely essential. And the important thing is that no matter how large or small those needs are, we should meet them with the same enthusiasm and manners. We may not get a pay raise on any of these transactions, but the customer, our students, our stakeholders, everyone who walks through our doors, they will remember their experience more positively if you are prepared to smile at them and treat their needs as though you consider them every bit as important as any other customers. The next time they come back, if they were happy with how you dealt with them before, chances are they're planning to seek you out because you were able to help them before and they know that you'll be there to help them again.
2, 1.
Ms. Claudette?
I'm here. Thanks a million, Amanda. I really appreciate that. There's something about that word please that I want to mess with for just a moment. Spelled Please. The last four letters, EASE. Ease. But let me tell you something. Getting customer service right is no easy task. Next slide, please. What can you do? What can you do? Understanding that this isn't easy to do, doesn't come easy to a lot of people. For some people, it may. But let's look at 10 things that you may want to remember in order to make it a little easier for you. Next slide, please. The first thing you want to do is greet. We talked about this before. Miss Jean talked about it. Miss Amanda talked about it. To greet customers with a smile. You talk about something powerful. Do you know that researchers have said that if you smile at someone, they will usually smile back at you. There's something about that energy that lights up the atmosphere. So be willing to smile and make it a genuine smile. Be willing to be helpful. Remember, by just a sleight of hands or change of circumstances, you might be the person on the other end of that conversation, the one who really needs the help. And you know what I'm talking about. You've been to grocery stores and other places like that where you felt like, well, you didn't feel like you were being recognized and you weren't given really good service. And as a result, for me personally, I don't go back. No. Know your product and services. Know the mission statement of the college. Know the areas and the departments that are of importance. All of them are. But most especially when people come up, know where they need to go. And guess what? If you don't know, make a phone call. It's that easy to find out what it is you need to do so that you can help somebody else. Don't make the customer feel inadequate. We talked about that earlier. You want to empower the person. You want to empower that human and let them know that they are important. Listen to them. We've heard that before in the first video. You need to listen twice as much as you speak. Why? Because you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, okay? And so you need to listen. And when you listen, you can pick up things that the customer may not even realize they need. Just like our customer service person said to Superman. Then you want to treat employees the way you want to be treated. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I can't say it enough for a third time. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Make them feel important, appreciated, valued. Okay? That is so important. I can't stress that enough. Maya Angelou said it. They may not do what you say do. They may not remember what you say, but they will certainly remember how you made them feel. Make things easy. There's that ease again. Whatever you need to do to empower your person or the person you're having the conversation with, whatever you need to do to help them respond to accept the tools that you're giving them to empower them is going to make it easy for everyone. And do something a little extra, throw in something extra for them. An extra smile. You might have, bookmarks or something on your desk that you can give them. People love gifts, and to give them a gift without them doing anything but showing up, that's awesome. So if you've got something that you can throw in, do that. I keep a candy dish on my desk. And as long as you wash your hands off and that sort of thing, you can come in and you can get some of that candy, but make something available to them to make them, once again, feel important, to feel valued and appreciated. And those other magic words, thank you. Make it sincere as it can absolutely possibly be. Thank you, because you didn't have to be here. You didn't have to choose our college. You didn't have to choose this particular major, but you did. So thank you. And thank you for listening to this presentation, part 1 of our Customer Service Initiative, GPTC Cares. Now, I'd like for Miss Mary Baxter to come in and tell you what it is you can expect for the next presentation.
Thank you so much, Claudette, and thank you, everyone. And we want to thank all of you for joining us again today. This really is an important topic, so we appreciate your engagement as we work together to improve the customer service here at Georgia Piedmont Tech. So next week, we will have session 2 in this training series. We're going to be talking about specific scenarios and solutions, and we're going to ask you to participate, so please be prepared to do so. And finally, we will discuss the survey results during next week's presentation. Thank you all for participating in the survey. We are really excited to talk about those results with you and talk about what you think about the customer service here at GPTC. So we look forward to talking with you all next week, and we hope you have a great weekend. Thank you again.